Every day there's another allegation. We're gonna accuse you of molestation. A woman came forward today claiming that Senator Al Franken touched her inappropriately during a photo op at the Minnesota State Fair. Franken claims to not remember doing this. This makes her the second woman to have come forward claiming that he touched him inappropriately within the last week. And it's kind of strange in a way, because when the first individual came forward, I believed her based off of her evidence, having that photo obviously, and it didn't appear to be something that was being done to spite a person. He wasn't up for election, he wasn't running for anything, and I could kind of get the idea of, okay, well, all these people are coming forward, so let me just say this. But this new one, it kind of, if this is not true, it undercuts one thing I've been fearful of since last month, which is the idea that you'll have a person or two people or three people that are telling the truth about someone, and then another person will just show up and claim the same thing. So I'm kind of in the middle on this. We need more details, but this doesn't hold the same weight as the other charges, for the fact that it doesn't rely on anything besides one person's account. But if it's true, then wow, you've really began this series of charges that are continuing to prosper in terms of their range and those that are being selected. One thing that's also notable about this, and it's different from probably every other case except for Moore, there have been calls for Franken to resign over these charges. And there's two things that are driving those. One is that you have individuals who are saying these are charges that you can't really avoid if you want to appear to be the party of empowerment and acknowledgement of bad things and acts that should be frowned upon in today's society. There's another group that is trying to just go against him because they didn't like him before. And they'll use the moniker of, oh yes, I don't want this, but they put up Keith Ellison, whom I have much more liking toward than Frank, and he's not bought out. And I would only say that I would support appointing him and getting rid of Franken because I have a personal preference for that politician over this one, not because I think his act from several years ago warrants him to just step down at that moment. So I can admit my bias is what would possess me or will me to say, yes, he needs to go. And it wouldn't be a good nature to try and spin this allegation, which could be true, I don't know, into the rationale behind him getting rid of him. See, a lot of this stuff is hidden behind political motivations. You have many of the more accusers that are going around saying, oh, I was a Republican in the past. But there's a number of times where you have charges made where things are done just to mess up someone's campaign. Go back 5 years ago and look at the charges against Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain in the 2012 Republican primary. Right after he got out of that race, not a single charge was filed, and many of the females who accused him, I think all of them, were never heard from again, at least not in that capacity. And that's ultimately where it becomes hard to just want to jump to the side of the people that are alleging this happened to them. And I'm not saying everyone's lying. I'm not saying everyone's telling the truth. Just keep neutrality. Don't be so quick to jump and say this is the case of that. Examine what's there and go after it. So that's my piece on it. I'll have something else up tomorrow. Very interesting story. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.